Hello there.
Are we live now?
We're live right now. We're
Okay.
live right there.
Hi.
Hello. Oh yeah, I have to give you a microphone. I'm so bad at this sometimes. I apologize. How are you doing?
Great.
I remember seeing you earlier, like asking me about the mask. Like, how do you use a mask and a microphone? I was like, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did that work all right?
I think I figured it out in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for your talk. That was really cool, really insightful. I didn't actually know about Creative 10 at all. I moved here for a year ago, so I'm still learning and stuff. So it was really
SPACE10,
yeah, just in general. I've been to Meatpack Industry now and never actually saw it, so I feel kind of bad. But
And you're not welcome right now during
yeah,
the lockdown.
you're welcome after.
Yeah.
Cool. So basically, we are streaming to an online audience. So this interview, it's actually just being seen by the online audience. So it's kind of like exclusive, interesting, and we basically ask people to ask you questions. And I have a few questions of my own, but there's a question here. It starts with French, so I'm just gonna zoom in this question so you can. Whoa, there you go. God, okay. So salute Mitsuko.
Montréal, pizza. Bonjour.
Bonjour. There you go. How does your cultural baggage, specifically coming from Montreal, I like the exclamation points, contributes to your design process and the work you produce?
100%.
Yeah.
Super proud of being from Montreal, and especially living in Copenhagen, I think that really gave me a different perspective and take on it all, actually. I've traveled a little bit when it comes to designing different cities and understanding tech and, the US and a little bit of Japan and Scandinavia. And Montreal's just like this beautiful, diverse, hands-on city that really values the arts and creativity. So yeah, it plays a huge role in my design thinking.
Awesome. That's great. Building on that, what do you think you're taking from Copenhagen? Design lifestyle, design culture?
That's a good question, actually. I think the first thing that comes to mind actually goes more around the process, maybe? Or not even the process, but like the whole idea of taking time, relaxing, really asking yourself questions. Don't overwork yourself, and also don't try to make it overtly complicated.
Right.
Not too minimalistic, but definitely just embracing it a lot more.
Right. I can definitely feel that, I think.
Especially in like the East Coast of Canada, America. The pace is really fast. And
That's true, and here, quite the opposite.
exactly. So that
Do you feel more agitated, or do you feel more relaxed now?
100% more relaxed. I'm like a
Nice.
whole new person.
Awesome. I feel the same, actually. Like, I'm from Brazil originally.
Okay.
And
but
we
you guys-
consume so much entertainment and culture and
Yeah.
whatever from the North Americas. And so there's so much there. And we are culturally just like crazy. I shouldn't use crazy. Just like agitated people, right? And here is so like chill. It definitely like, it's good because like, I kind of think you feel the same. You kind of have both experiences and you kind of find your own middle point. Because you know what is good about the diversity and the quickness and just the always being on the edge. Yeah, efficiency of the American style, the American dream. But yeah, and then also the how to take things easier. And regarding your talk a little bit about space, what's your view in like how COVID changed a little bit about now these spaces also being now super considered in our own houses, right? Because it's been like the pandemic has been so long that it's enough to already people to start considering like new ways of perceiving our houses or making it more interesting, given that we are staying most of the time in our houses. So just your take on that in general. And
it's a huge question that we're still thinking about today,
Yeah.
and take into consideration all of our projects that we're doing. But luckily, there's still, of course, the digital world, and we're in the 21st century. So there's a lot of great opportunities to tap into that, of course, but it's a topic that covers mental health, you know, environmental shifts. So I think it would be unfair to say that, like, okay, you know, we
That's it.
got it.
Yeah.
It's a big question, a big topic that deserves a lot of time and attention. But as I mentioned in the Everyday Experiments project, we were already thinking about that. And then COVID happened, and we're like, oh my god! And then we're actually doing this from home.
It makes sense.
So
Yeah.
it was fun.
Let me see. There you go. Could you be closer to the mic,
Oh
please?
yeah,
There
sorry.
you go.
I'm not used to holding a mic.
Let me see if there's any question. Actually, there's just that feedback. Cool. So, if people want to know more about the work that you guys do, or just you in general, is there any place that people can like follow better, or even read more about spaces, like this specific topic that you approached, that you maybe some authors that you find interesting and stuff? Like,
That's great. Yeah, I mean, at SPACE10 we have our website that has all our projects, but we have a very active social media editor person at our office, and we just love to have these conversations and to open up to people. And as I mentioned earlier, we used to have these events and these saladites and pop-ups where we could bring people together. But now we're really trying to hone in and see how we can still make that digital happen. And notably, we were doing these online sessions, and it was fantastic. We would still get people from the outside coming in and present their work, but then we'd have an open chat to be able to take that.
that's cool. That sounds super nice and experimental for sure.
Exactly.
I'm gonna insist on this topic in so many interviews. I said this, like, let's create, like, we should all go for is creating more spaces in Animal Crossing, just like experimenting with, because I feel like that's such a Twitter thing that's gonna like engage everyone. Anyways,
I like that. I like
yeah.
that vision.
Oh, there you go. There's one more. Can you share if there are any memorable synergy moment? I'm so blind. I apologize. Can you share if there are any memorable synergy moment because of your multiple background and diversity of experiences? It's a big question.
Yes, synergy moments. What do we mean by synergy
What do
moments?
you mean, Sangwoo, by?
But I can speak to that, even if I'm not sure what we're speaking to exactly in synergy. But it's always on my mind. It's never not in my mind. I never not forget that slightly have a different experience. But I mean, I think the beauty is that we all have different experience. We're all a little bit different in our own way. Yeah, and I kind of just embrace that. And of course, that often means that maybe someone else doesn't totally see it from your perspective. But in a place like SPACE10, it's like, you know, people are so open and they really celebrate diversity. So yeah, we kind of embrace it, which is not always the typical experience, I would say, in other places where you need to conform a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, we just launched a page on our websites for our residencies at SPACE10. So we get people from all over the world that wants to come and explore a topic that links into one of the major societal shifts. And I remember we were designing the current page, and as we had very limited resources to work on it, and I was just like going at it. And then I was like, okay, we're speaking to this wide audience. Let's just like throw in different languages and let's like animate it, make it a little bit funky, even though our website is really simple and, you know, we want it to be accessible. So moments like that where I can really leverage the fact that I speak several languages and that I can
Understand it, right?
Yeah.
Totally. That's super insightful. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I think that's all the time that we have. Thank you so much. Your talk was amazing. I'm super happy to meet you, and I'll see you around. And yeah, have a nice time. Have a nice rest of the Design Matter day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can just say goodbye, and then